Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along is a pencil and paper. Doesn't get any easier than that, right? So back in the fall, we did a lesson where we drew 3 versions of Mickey Mouse. And well, at the time, I was going to follow that up with 3 versions of Minnie Mouse, but I got sidetracked and never got around to it. So I want to correct that today by doing just that, drawing 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. After all, Minnie has been a fixture at Disney just as long as Mickey. In fact, they share the same birthday. Like our 3 versions of Mickey exercise, we're going to start with an early version of Minnie, in which you'll notice she didn't have her signature hair bow. No, she started off wearing a pillbox hat, which was in fashion in the flapper era of the mid to late 1920s. We'll follow that with what I'd call the iconic version of Minnie, which was first seen in the 1940s when both Mickey and Minnie received a major redesign, not only of their features but of their clothes, including Minnie's trademark polka dot bow. And finally, we'll top it off with the newer version of Minnie, as seen in The Wonderful World of Mickey, kind of an edgier, quirkier, retro version of Minnie. All 3 have virtually the same features, but each is tweaked slightly to make it stand out as a distinct version or style. As I said when we drew Mickey, I want you to think of how you might tweak Minnie's features to maybe draw your own version of her, okay? But before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson, alright? So let's draw our 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. We're going to draw our 3 Minnies step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw her again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In all 3 of our versions of Minnie, she, like Mickey, is around 2.5 heads tall. In other words, however tall her head is, not including her ears, her entire body is 2.5 of those tall. We'll be drawing our 3 versions of Minnie using our Level Up cartooning process, starting with a road map, which I draw in blue color erase pencil to separate that step for you. Second, we'll rough out the features. That's the step where Minnie really starts to look like Minnie. I'll be drawing that with a purple color erase pencil, again to separate that step from the other 2. And then lastly, we'll draw in those final details of our 3 Minnies. Okay, so let's start with a roadmap for our 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. So there's our roadmap for our 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. So let's rough out the features for our 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. Okay, so there are the roughed out features of Minnie Mouse. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our 3 versions of Minnie. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. You want to always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. So let's draw in the details for our 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. And that's how you do it. There you have it, our 3 versions of the one and only Minerva Mouse. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn any version of Minnie before, you cannot expect to have drawn her perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our versions of Minnie during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing 3 versions of Minnie Mouse. And with that, you can draw her again and again. And by all means, color her when you're done. Also, as I said at the beginning, as a drawing prompt, I encourage you to think of how you might tweak Minnie's features to draw your own version of her. I promise each time you draw her, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your 3 versions of Minnie, or your own version. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.